Hello and welcome back everyone. In today's lecture we are going to talk about program and programming language. So here is our outline. We will talk about what program and programming languages are and also give you a brief idea about the machine language, the assembly language and the high level language. And we will also talk about the level of programming language. So let's define program first of all. A program, it is also called as a software. It's basically a set of instructions that tell a computer what to do. So we use program to talk with computer. So in order to tell a computer to do something, we should use program, and to write program, we use programming language. Now let's talk about the programming language. Basically, these are the language that help us to communicate with computer. Or you can say programming language is a computer language that is used to give commands to the computer to perform some task. As you know, computers are machines and they do not understand the human language, or you can say natural language. So a program is written in a language that a computer can understand, which is a programming language. So to able to interact with computer, we use programs, and to write programs, we use programming language. Actually, computer understand only machine language. Now the common question that pops up in our mind is, how can computer understand programming language? We have some tools that convert programming language to machine language. After that, computer are able to understand that language. So don't confuse yourself. Computer only understand binary code, or you can say machine code, right? Now let's talk about the machine code, or you can say machine language. This is a computer native language. So it is the main language of computer. This language uses zeros and ones. This is why it is called as binary language. Binary means two things. As you can see here, computer understand only two digits, 0 and 1. For example, if you want to add two numbers 2 and 3 and get the result, we would write something like this. This is an instruction written using a machine language. It is a group of zeros and ones, as you can see. This is only one instruction just to get the sum of 2 and 3 and get the result, which is 5. As you can see, this is very hard to use, and also it is machine dependent. Machine dependent means that this code over here might work on certain machine and it might not work on another machine. So this is what we mean by machine dependent. Note, every instruction should be written in a machine language before it can be executed. Later on, we are going to write program using C. So all those instructions will be written in C. So all those instructions must be translated to machine code. After that, computer are able to execute that code. And this rule apply to all other programming language. Now let's talk about the assembly language. It was developed to make program easier. First of all, it is also machine dependent. And in assembly language, keywords are introduced. For example, we have keywords add and a keyword sub and a lot more. So programming was a little bit easier. For example, if you want to add two numbers 2 and 3 and get the result, we will write something like this. This is an assembly instruction. We are telling the computer to add the number 2 and 3 and get the result into the result. Here, result is a variable. You don't have to worry about variable, we will talk about it later. So this is an instruction written in assembly programming language. Note, assembly program does not execute directly, as we said that all instructions should be written in a machine code before the computer can execute them. So there is a program called assembler that translates assembly code to machine code. And this is how we can execute assembly code. Whenever we write code into assembly programming language, assembler translates that code into the machine code. After that, computer are able to understand that code, right? Now let's talk about the high level language. A high level language is a new generation of programming language. In a high level programming language, we use English word. So this is why a high level programming language is easy to learn and easy to use. Also, a high level programming languages are machine independent. So our program will run on different machine, and this is very important. And each instruction written in a high level language is called as a statement. So later on, whenever we write an instruction using C, we called it a statement. A program written in a high level programming language is called as a source program, or you can say source code. Now let's see this example. If we want to add two numbers 2 and 3 and get the result, we would write something like this. This is a statement written in C programming language, and this is very similar to mathematics. Now, just like before, this is a statement written in a high-level programming language, so it cannot be executed directly. First, this code converts into machine code. After that, computer are able to execute this code, right? For high-level programming language, we use compiler and interpreter in order to translate a source code to machine code. Now, let's talk about the compiler and interpreter. See, both are used to convert source code to machine code, but compiler convert all statements at a time. For example, this is a source code written here. You don't need to worry about this code. Here, compiler take whole source code at a time and convert into the machine code for the execution of the program. But on the other hand, interpreter work little bit different. An interpreter translate one statement at a time and execute that right away. So it translate each statement and execute that right away. And this is the main difference between compiler and interpreter. There is a distinction between high level and low level programming language. Here, high or low simply point to the degree of abstraction. Abstraction means hiding system level details. Therefore, a high degree of abstraction means less effort to the user. We would not have to worry about what is happening inside. Example could be a simple text editor. You are just typing out the text and when completed, hit the save button without worry about how it is getting stored and where it is getting stored inside the memory. This is called as a high level of abstraction. On the other hand, a lower degree of abstraction means more effort to the user. In this case, you have to know each and every internal detail about the computer. Example of high level language are Java, C++, COBOL, Pascal, etc. And a low level are assembly code and machine code. There is one more level which is called as mid level, which is neither high nor low. C language is called as a mid level of programming language because it does make programming simpler for human being. On the other hand, it also allows to access system level features such as direct access to the memory through pointers, bit manipulation using bitwise operator, and a lot more. Because of this unique feature of C has become popular choice for developing both system and application like device driver, operating system, kernel, etc. and various software application like games, editors, and much more. So C is called as mid-level of programming language because of its unique feature. So that's it for today's lecture. See you in the next lecture. Bye bye.